Welcome to Hollywood. In this video, we are going to take a deep dive into some of the most well-known, yet surprisingly unintelligent, old Hollywood actors. These stars may have dazzled us on the big screen, but behind the cameras, their intelligence, or lack thereof, was a topic of discussion. Today, we'll be looking at 17 actors from the golden age of Hollywood who made us question how they managed to survive the industry. 1. John Wayne. John Wayne, the epitome of rugged masculinity in Hollywood westerns, was often admired for his tough guy persona. However, behind the scenes, Wayne was known for his lack of intellectual curiosity and tendency to spout off ignorant remarks about politics, race, and even science. Despite his iconic status, Wayne's interviews and personal beliefs showcased a man who, while a brilliant actor, wasn't known for his sharp intellect. 2. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe, one of Hollywood's most iconic sex symbols, was more than just a pretty face. However, her intelligence was often underappreciated or underestimated by the media and those around her. Monroe had a difficult time with reading and intellectual conversation. Her own diary entries suggest she struggled to articulate herself on a deeper level. Though she was undoubtedly a complex person, she often found it hard to process some of the more intricate aspects of life. 3. Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis was a beloved comedian and director, known for his slapstick humor and outrageous antics. However, his lack of depth in interviews and his controversial remarks about his colleagues made him one of the less intellectually aware figures in Hollywood. His statements about his films and his own genius were often baffling, and he rarely showed any understanding of the cultural shifts going on around him. 4. Doris Day. Doris Day, the sweet, wholesome actress, may have played intelligent roles on screen, but in real life, she was often seen as a bit ditzy. Interviews in her personal life suggest that she struggled to grasp certain ideas about politics and world events, often staying in a comfortable bubble of simplicity. Day was beloved, but there were many who found her to be out of touch with the changing times. 5. Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood, an iconic actor and director, has often been labeled as a man of few words. While his portrayal of tough characters like in Dirty Harry or The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was compelling, his off-screen persona often lacked depth. His blunt statements and political views, which sometimes reflected ignorance or a lack of understanding, often made him appear as if he wasn't particularly sharp on intellectual matters. 6. Mae West. Mae West was a talented actress and a force in Hollywood's early days, known for her witty, suggestive dialogue. But beyond her on-screen charm, West's intellect has often been questioned. Her somewhat simplistic and repetitive humor, as well as her tendency to lean heavily on double entendres, led some to believe that her talent for cleverness was more about her innate charm than any sophisticated thought process. 7. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson is undoubtedly one of the most iconic actors in film history, but his public persona has often been more about his erratic behavior than intellectual conversation. Known for his offbeat, often bizarre remarks in interviews and his overall eccentric character, Nicholson's intelligence seemed secondary to his wild, unpredictable demeanor. 8. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor was an iconic figure in Hollywood, adored for both her acting talent and her tumultuous personal life. However, Taylor's remarks in interviews often revealed a lack of intellectual depth. Known for her love of luxury and her many marriages, her intelligence was overshadowed by her extravagant lifestyle. At times, she even seemed clueless about current events and the world around her. 9. Sophia Loren. Sophia Loren, though often admired for her beauty and acting talent, had moments where her public image seemed somewhat dim. She was frequently portrayed as someone more focused on her glamorous image rather than intellectual pursuits. While Loren was certainly a talented actress, her interviews and personal stories suggested a shallow understanding of the complexities of the world. 10. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn, known for his swashbuckling roles in Hollywood's golden age, was not exactly known for his intellectual capabilities. His personal life was full of scandals, and he was often seen as a man who cared more about adventure and thrills than intellectual growth. His lack of self-awareness and numerous public gaffes made him an easy target for critics who found him to be less than smart. 11. Jayne Mansfield. Jayne Mansfield was another blonde bombshell whose intellect didn't quite match her physical allure. She often played roles that capitalized on her beauty and sex appeal, but behind the scenes, she was not known for deep thinking. Her interviews often showed her to be more concerned with her looks than anything else, and she was often portrayed as being naive. 12. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth was one of the most glamorous stars of her time, but her off-screen persona didn't reflect the same level of sophistication. Her personal relationships and interviews often indicated that she was a little out of touch with reality. Hayworth's beauty and charm often overshadowed any intelligence that may have existed, and her lack of insight into certain matters has been noted by many. 13. Bing Crosby. Bing Crosby, known for his soothing voice and numerous hit songs, was not exactly celebrated for his intellectual prowess. His career was defined by charm and music, but when it came to anything beyond that, Crosby wasn't particularly engaged. Interviews often revealed him to be somewhat aloof, with little interest in intellectual matters or the broader world outside of his music career. 14. Betty Grable. Betty Grable, a pin-up girl icon and one of the most successful actresses of her time, was often seen as a bit of a simpleton. While she was beloved for her beauty and her big screen presence, Grable's lack of intellectual depth was widely noted. Her focus seemed to be on her career and image rather than her personal or intellectual development. 15. Dean Martin. Dean Martin was another of Hollywood's great entertainers, known for his smooth voice and his role in the Rat Pack. However, his comedic persona, often based on being a cool, careless guy, seemed to extend to his personal life. In interviews, Martin often played the fool, making jokes that suggested a lack of genuine intellectual curiosity. While charming and funny, his mind wasn't exactly the sharpest. 16. Lucille Ball. Lucille Ball, the queen of comedy, was known for her slapstick humor and her role in I Love Lucy. Despite her brilliance as a comedian, her intellectual capacity often seemed to be overshadowed by her physical comedy. She was often portrayed as being more about the gags than any real depth, and her off-screen persona did not reflect someone engaged in serious intellectual matters. 17. Zsa Zsa Gabor. Zsa Zsa Gabor, famous for her glamorous lifestyle and numerous marriages, was often seen as a symbol of superficiality. While she had an undeniable charm and wit, her intellectual capabilities were often questioned. Known for her self-promotion and penchant for dramatic statements, Zsa Zsa's intelligence was often overshadowed by her penchant for the spotlight. Closing script. And there you have it, folks. 17 actors who, despite their immense fame and success in Hollywood, weren't exactly known for their sharp minds. While they certainly entertained us and made a lasting impact on the industry, they might not have been the brightest bulbs in the bunch. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think is the dumbest of all? Let us know. Until next time, take care and keep enjoying Hollywood. Let me know if you need further assistance or want to expand on any part of this.